All right, we are into the game on Stranded. We have Dennis playing as the Romans in the blue, and I'm going to switch Mihai over to red just to make him a little bit more visible. They're both around 2k5, 2k6 players, and on Stranded, you have, of course, a Nomad start where you start with one fishing ship. Players are building docks along the shoreline where they spawn, and building a town center with the other two villagers. Big talking point is the center area where you have these mountains, or I guess you call it hills. One central hill, really. Kind of feels like the way, a lot of volcanic islands in the Pacific are generated. I don't know if generated is the right word there, but my map scripting brain goes to generated as the right verb. And so, yeah, you have most of the wood lines here, and of course the hill bonus can be very advantageous, whether you're fighting with castles or siege, or just plain ranged units. So usually the way these maps or matches have played out is that players will have some sort of water aggression around the outside, maybe go send villagers forward to dock very close to your opponent's fish in fishing ships, and then just a matter of trying to control the middle while booming behind. Maybe you go for an all-in approach, or maybe it's a bit more of a standard boom. A lot of the stones on the map, or pretty much all the stone on the map, is outside in these little one-tile units, which can make it difficult to, really establish full control over all the stones, but also rangeable by the ocean. So if you lose control of the water, you might be limited in your ability to collect enough stone to build castles later. Yeah, it looks like both players are just slowly building up their economy, bringing in elephants, trying not to get housed. Pretty standard nomad start things. Looks like players didn't really leave the villager out on the dock to collect the shorefish that's there. But Mihai did send the villager back out to the dock to collect the shorefish. Because, they wanted to send the villager back, I guess, to finish building the town center at the start, or maybe start collecting wood to get out that first fishing ship. I'm sure the players have tested out the different variations of build orders on this map. But there are a few maps, that they have to all focus on, so it might be that, they haven't figured everything out perfectly at this stage in the tournament, so we could have some sort of upset. Oh, these are pretty similar rated players, as I mentioned, so I don't know if you could call one winning an upset. I guess Dennis hasn't really shown up too much in these high-level tournaments yet, so maybe Dennis winning is the upset? Hard to say. I think Komodo dragons must have, like, the most terrifying sound in Age of Empires 2. That rasping, rattling is just, difficult to listen to. You're trying to focus on the cast and what's happening in the game, and you just hear that, and it sounds like, you know what, there should be like a cup of water vibrating somewhere, and a T-Rex coming at me. Let's try to look up Dennis's profile to get an idea exactly what else Dennis has played in. But it's not coming up, so yeah, I don't know if there's an alternate name that Dennis uses. But yeah, as far as I can tell, it's just a player from Hong Kong who's successfully bringing in elephants or rhinos, as you'd expect this level. Meanwhile, more scouting around the outside. Has scouted maybe like 30% of the map so far, and does see where his opponent's town center is, of course, with the Vietnamese bonus. Oh, sorry, I was confusing players there. Why do I have these players confused in my head? I don't know. Oh, it's because I know what it is. It's the Hong Kong flag is red, so I was expecting Dennis in red, but he's in blue. Okay. I got that figured out now. Yeah, Roman economy, meanwhile, working slightly faster, so bringing in slightly more resources. And getting those fishing ships out quite a bit faster, actually, as well. I don't know what's going on with Mihai's build. Maybe it's just... I mean, he's just no one on wood right now. I guess it's a focus. Send everyone to food so that you can click up as fast as possible and fight for water. And there we go. Lumber camp gets finished. And now villagers are transitioned back to wood now that the food's been collected. So yeah, I mean, that's a pretty impressive uptime. 17 villagers getting up to feudal age. Still building 4 fishing ships. That's respectable. And now sending everyone to wood so you can afford additional docks, I imagine. This looks like, yeah, pretty clean build order. Not even bothering to finish the rhino meat because he knows he needs everyone working. This villager on shorefish? No. We don't need food right now. We need fishing ship, or no, we need docks and we need military ships. We need navy. Different approach here for Dennis, building the barracks. I like this. I don't like, you know, just straight water fights where both players are just constantly sending in fires, bringing them back, repairing, and all we have to look at is, okay, is the demo going to come in, or are we going to see one player do significantly better with their macro and get up to castle age faster? But yeah, we do have Loom coming in for Dennis. He still has not clicked. Now, I said Mihai was fast, but this kind of feels slow for Dennis. Deciding to get Loom when he really didn't need to. Oh. But we do have a different approach. We have militia being created. Roman militia. That can be upgraded. Or run into a tiger. Upgraded, I mean by getting... Oh, barely dodged that. Barely dodged that tiger. Being upgraded because you get the double effect of any armor upgrades. But it looks like the militia might actually just be used for scouting at this point. And may cause Mihai to think, you know what, my opponent is going for some sort of land approach. Mihai is building a barracks as well. Militia is going to be a little bit short-lived if he tries to take that fight under the town center. Does survive on 6 HP. And galleys is the plan for Mihai. Opponent's still not up yet and already has 2 galleys coming out. Roman galleys get an upgrade. I think they don't get the extra arrow. That's Armenians. I think they do 1 extra damage, but it's not significant. I said Komodo dragons are scary. Impera is not going to help you there, buddy. Taken out. First blood on the match goes to Komodo dragons. Follow-up here is Blacksmith and Stable. And it looks like it's an FC build for Dennis, and that's why he was late up. Seems like he's going to be giving up his water control. The galley not actually firing as it's trying to block. But yeah, Mihai's doing a good job with blocking, and blocking is definitely something that, you know, makes you a top player, I feel like. At least in my heart. If you can block and, yeah, show off your blocking skills, I have high confidence in you in this matchup. And Mihai sticking... Okay, 2 galleys and now 2 fires to follow up. Makes sense. And doing a good job walling up. Did make an archery range as well. Or we do have an archer being produced. Yeah, solid build here by Mihai. Meanwhile, what is the play for Romans? It looks like it's going to be knights plus, I imagine, knights plus scorpions, because Romans just seem to love their scorpions at the moment. I mean, all civs seem to love their scorpions. And now that Dennis is up, he's going to focus on building some sort of navy as well. Did build a second dock. Galleys just slowly running away, and the fire creeping along the edge of the map, invisible to the docks, and this other fire galley coming out until it's ready to strike on the fishing ships. Fishing ship is pulled away. Very good reaction time by Dennis, and that fire will win that fight if it stays 1v1. Oh, there is a hole there. Okay. 3 archers ready to come out for Mihai. The spear has identified, I guess, some sort of resource that can be accessed. I mean, so far he's just identified where the buildings are, but now does spot a villager for a half second and is going to come back to accompany these archers. Maybe Mihai was expecting some scouts to come out and he hasn't seen any scouts, so he's like, okay, I guess I go out. But he might be a little bit surprised by the castle age time of his opponent. He saw his opponent play water, and he might be thinking, okay, this guy is just gonna play like navy, but with a bad build order. And yeah, look at that, 2 villagers coming forward. I assume that's gonna be siege. We have the first armor coming in for the cavalry. Yeah, really well done so far by Dennis. I don't know, like, Mihai is still so far away from castle age. I think Romans might start getting banned in this tournament. because of how much chaos they can produce. Will the spear see anything? No. What does Mihai see so far? Nothing. The knight is slowly going to come into the field of view. Mihai has done a good job of walling. You got to give him credit for that. And he's walling, yeah, all the way to the shoreline. He has pretty much won the water in the back. KD is strongly in his favor. And Eco KD is 6-0. I'm guessing he just lost... Ooh, we have an uneven Eco KD here. Oh, yeah, because Dennis lost the militia to the the Komodo dragon. Forgot about that. And so, yeah, Mihai just idling a lot of this Eco around. But Dennis just needs to keep some villagers working. And I think Mihai will be a little bit distracted in a moment by what's arriving in front of his base. Double scorpions, knights, making sure that no one escapes, really. Mihai could transport, if he wanted, to a place where there aren't any scorpions at some point, but they are stranded on this little island, hence the name of the map. Scorpions are here. They're going to take a while to break through this. And Dennis, unfortunately, does not have the wood to build another... piece of siege, just because so many of his units are idled back here. Knights will, of course, be able to clean that up, and an archer that runs too close to the sun, or in this case, the town center, kind of gets cleaned up by town center arrows. Knights come in. Spears are on stand ground, so yeah, very short-lived. Tiger trying to get in on the action, but gets clobbed on the head, unfortunately. And scorpions are now idle. Interesting. Okay, I don't know why that happened. You'd think they would retask to hitting a building. And Mihai is going to be up. So it feels like this initial push hasn't really been there for Dennis. The archer pressure was enough to just take him off his game. And now going out to the stone. Mihai, what's the plan here, bud? Your wood lines are, yeah, very limited. So it looks like maybe he's just going to collect enough, okay, for a lumber camp. And, yeah. I mean, the Scorpion play hasn't done as much as I was expecting, but it has also limited Mihai to his base, and it's a very limited resource. There are limited resources in this base. Oh no, I don't think that's what he meant to build. Did he mean to build a mill? Maybe he did, because he has no mill and he can't drop farms until the mill goes up. Forward mill? Is this a thing? I mean, this really feels like an all-in for Dennis. I think this is a misclick. I don't think he actually means to build farms in this situation. This is full siege. The only knights, that are going to come out are going to be bought. And that's why he built the town center on the gold as well. Realizing he has to go back to gold now. I feel like once Mihai gets up, he just drops siege. Continues to wall behind. And he's in a decent position. Scorpion come over to prevent the villagers from walling behind. But yeah, not quite enough scorpions to be completely devastating. Mihai is up without his TC being touched at all, though he's going to need to afford a siege workshop immediately, and at the moment he cannot. Oh, but he can build a castle. He collected that stone quick. He must have purchased some as well. Now we have the race. Can the mangonels stop the castle from going up? Oh no, Mihai. Come on, you can do it. The mangonels aren't being actually tasked to the villagers. This castle's going up. The mangonels are so close. It's just the... No! I think that's game. I think that's game. I mean, I don't expect, you know... Oh, he is making rattans still. I was going to say, I'm not expecting rattans to do very well against the siege and the knights that are out. But no, Dennis is playing on. He's going to build town centers in the back. He has complete control of water. And rattans could harass anywhere there aren't knights. I feel like these mangonels could have stayed, or at least one could have stayed. But okay, he's just going to attack from a different position. This makes sense as well. Taking out some houses on the right side. And it really does feel like Mihai is still trapped in. But of course, fishing behind can be so beneficial. Dennis has also snuck a new dock. Just counting on Mihai being distracted. Mihai's ships are just patrolling on the left side here. So yeah, Dennis is not, you know, fully relying on the all-in to win him the game. Just like the castle went up, I think this town center will go up as well. And Mihai is, yeah, just pulling the units back. Archer stays alive on, what is that? 1 HP? 1 HP, exactly. Rattown's trying to deal with the mangonels. Oh, those splits looked a little reluctant. Mihai's like, I don't know. Do I split? Do I not split? And yeah, still doesn't have what it takes for a siege workshop. He has no TC gaming, but does have a castle and does have water control. And can continue to collect that gold as long as there's no mangonel on the other side. And goes out knowing that his opponent has low mobility. His knights just have to stay around the mangonels, kind of. Or else, you know, villagers might try to come forward with it. Coming forward against mangonels on a hill, a little bit scary. But yeah, town center is safe-ish. Right next to 2 siege workshops. Mihai selling. Decides to go forward for the counterattack with the Rattans. Gonna give the wide berth to the siege workshop. And meanwhile, is still successful on this wood line because, and yeah, forcing... I don't know if that was really forced, a siege workshop at home. This isn't the biggest distance to send siege back when you have 2 siege workshops already. Does actually find the fish here from Dennis. A really good job keeping those fire ships busy. Rattan's going over to this side. Maybe just checking for any additional expansion because he does see the dock is over there. So he wants to see if there's any additional town centers. He had already spotted that town center earlier. And now King Balkan. Dennis not noticing, so Mihai's like, okay, I'll just sit here. I'm dancing, but there's no point in me dancing. Now there is. And yeah, he can just sit on the other side here as long as there's no siege. And deny that gold for a little bit. But obviously, so many different things to focus on. And yeah, this town center was found out. And we have some monks here. I don't know about monks against Rattan archers. It really feels like, okay, yeah. We have Mihai producing his own siege now. Rattan archers don't feel like they're contributing too much. Other than, you know, maybe controlling the monks. Romans, I don't know if they get redemption. We can take a quick look. They do not get redemption, so it'll be pure siege versus siege. These Roman monks are not going to be too useful. And these villagers have collected enough stone for more town centers, but that's about it. Of course, you do have to deal with the knights. Big hits against the villagers. Mihai still with the villager lead at 36 versus 28. Since so much of Dennis's town center was idle for so long. 13 minutes of idle time. Rattan staying just in range of the castle, make sure the knights can't do too much. And now we have the battle of the mangonels. Mangonels trying to take the hill. And yeah, Mihai realized, okay, he's got the hill. I can't one-shot anymore. Let me just sit back, relax, slowly take my gold. Now's my chance. He's focusing on his eco again. And... ooh! 2 for 1 and survives. 2 for 0. Well done, Mihai. Villager survived on the dock operation earlier, and the ships are just, yeah, circling the little island here. And it feels like Dennis is now kind of transitioning to taking middle control while booming behind. Mihai is still 0 TC gaming. Has to chop so far to get any sort of wood control. This is such a wild game. Rattan's getting very close against the monks and get big bada boomed. The few Rattans that are left over here, these knights, I think, just have +1. Yeah, so the Rattans will eventually take them out, and it'll be very hard for Dennis to replace that. But the number of siege units has been diminished, and so Dennis just kind of has a little bit of everything now. And Mihai still collecting food just from his fishing ships, despite having no town center. Making sure... oh, there's even outposts here. So he has to watch out for these villagers. I think the Rattans are just coming in for village kills. And yeah, Mihai found a spot for his town center right in between 2 outposts. The siege immediately comes over to the right side. Mihai is there to intercept with his own mangonel, but of course he doesn't have the high ground. Ooh, gets the scorpion. Very nice, but he needs to repair, man. You're not winning that. Yeah, I guess the Rattans can come in and finish the job. It seems to be the play. Need to dodge, need to duck, need to do everything. There is the repair villager there. They have to change their target to the repairville, I think. Does have the high ground. More Rattans come in from the other side. They're targeting the monk first. Make sure there's no conversion. And I think Mihai has done it with the micro. And I called this game as over earlier. I was definitely wrong. There was definitely quite a bit more action going on. The mangonel is surviving. We have more scorpions. And we know Roman scorpions, the more they increase in number, the more devastating it is to their opponent. But just building a town center in between 2 outposts here is so funny to me. I mean, there's a clear clear target here. Dennis is now on to his 4th siege workshop, if I'm not mistaken. We still have the archers back here. They have had 4 kills to their name. Dennis pulling some of these units away, it looks like. Just a few as the Scorpion rolls in to clear them out. And Rattan's trying to take out both the Target and stay in the minimum range of this Scorpion over here. More villagers going to be going down to this extra threat. 4 Roman Scorpions plus I'm hanging out on a hill. That sounds like the start of a terrible nursery rhyme. Villagers go under the TC because there's not enough garrison space and get splattered. What happened there? Oh, the TC's shooting it. I was like, why is he deleting his own outpost? I didn't realize, duh, the TC's taking it out. Yeah, it really comes down to Mihai kind of throwing away that one Mangonel earlier. And he's so limited on wood right now. Like, his opponent's clearly not that much better off in terms of overall economy. But just having your economy functioning versus not functioning is a game changer. And the fact that Mihai has had these villagers absolutely stranded here since he lost his town center earlier has really kind of put him in a bad shape. He's really effectively only using what's here in like this one screen. Villager again here to try to repair. Mihai does have a stable because he does have constant food economy to try to clean this up. But these Scorps, man, they clear everything. They don't care. Did Dennis even lose a unit here? It feels like he did not. I feel like siege is the answer here for Mihai. He needs to stop making Rattans. I mean, I guess they can finish off if the siege doesn't quite finish off. There's just like one more arrow needed. But also use these dudes. Use these dudes, man. You're gonna lose the villager advantage because you're not using those dudes. There's no ballistics, of course, yet on these Scorpions, so these Rattans can duck and dodge around the bolts coming towards them. We do have the more knights coming in. They're going for the main issue for this town center first. Mihai is out of wood to repair just about, and I think the knights now can do the job. They do have the first armor. We do have a conversion coming in. That's what the Rattans are here for. The conversion does come in. We have 1 knight left. Trying to go for the attack on the monk. Looks like the Rattans will do that job instead. And, oh no, okay. There's so many siege workshops. So many different areas that he has to worry about. A few missed attacks there, but as long as he stays in the minimum range of these siege units and also takes out these villagers who are repairing, he's in a position. I'm not going to say a good position. I don't think these Rattans survive. Oh, we have no attack ground. They do survive. Okay. What a wild game. Definitely the most wild stranded game we've had so far. Usually, you know, the game somewhat progresses and both players' economies actually go somewhere. But not today, folks. We're stuck on like 40-some villagers for both players. Does Mihai does find a job for these villagers. Mihai has a chance again. Oh no. This town center is a goner. And what do you do against this amount of Roman siege? You really need to start building your mangonels again, and that's exactly what Mihai does. He has these villagers, and he really needs to remember that he has this wood line in the safety of his castle that he can take. Please don't tell me these guys are idle for the next, like, I don't know, 10 minutes. This is game 2 for both players, so it's not like first game nerves. Mihai decides, I guess, to move out further with these villagers. He wants to expand, clearly. He is not happy just staying in this base. And so we have the big expansion. I mean, if this is during the Roman period, we might call this the big migration. No, dude, you've been found out. The outposts come back, just in case you try to build a town center there again. Were the monks not in view? The monks are definitely in view now. Okay, both conversions. Mihai calls the GG. What a wild game. I did not know how to call that. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not casting the whole series because this is clearly an exciting series to watch. Hopefully someone else will have casted it and I'll be able to share it with you guys in the description of the YouTube video because this is clearly going to YouTube. Statistics. Military was pretty similar. it just came down to map control, those individual fights between the siege, and the fact that eventually Dennis had just a safe economy at home, and Mihai felt so overwhelmed. It felt like clearly not a player who plays these messy matches very often. I really would like to see Mihai versus Dragonstar, and Dragonstar who lives in the chaos, and Mihai who's clearly wants to play a more standard approach, going for a very nice build order onto water, and then walling behind, and then like, okay, if my opponent goes for heavy siege with an FC build, I just need to have a castle, and that'll defend me. But, you know, forgetting all these villagers on the left side after that town center goes down, and then just being so focused on these one individual points of attack, and then maybe taking some bad trades with that Mangonel, though he did get a 2 versus 0, so the Mangonel was definitely holding its own. But yeah, eventually this economy became too well fortified, and Dennis just did a better job of retasking his units as areas were attacked and then made safe again by defending.